guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Autumn Vera and this is Fall Between the Pages. So if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I have renamed my blog. It's been a trial and error. There's another video with the link down below where you can watch that of how I explain the changes that came about. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Let's get right to it. Today we are talking about Raya and the Last Dragon, and with me is my buddy, my best friend, and also my fiance, JT Wolf.
Thank you for having me on Fall Between the Pages.
So I just I don't know, it's been one of those things where we've been anticipating Disney to come out with more movies that's going to capture our attention, but so far it's been a give and take. There's some things that we love, some things that we don't like about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
Alright guys, remember what we're looking for, and don't trust anyone.
Whoa, what?
Hey, baby, where are your parents? Hey, who's baby? What? Really? A con baby? Impressive. We could use someone like you. Let's catch you up. My name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
My daughter, I believe our people can come together again. But someone has to take the first step.
Now, in order to restore peace, we must find the last dragon.
I wish to join this fellowship of butt-kickery.
Let's go. We'll have to watch our backs. We're not the only ones looking. 6 years of searching. Please let this be it. Oh, mighty Sisu!
Who said that?
We really need your help.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not like the best dragon. Have you ever done like a group project, but there's like that one kid who didn't pitch in as much, but still ended up with the same grade?
We're doomed.
You and the dragon are coming with me.
My sword here says we're not. The world's broken. You can't trust anyone.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone. You just have to take the first step.
Okay, so now that we've seen the trailer, what were your initial thoughts when you had looked at the trailer?
Well, with looking at the trailer, I felt that they put enough information in that showing, okay, this is what the story's going to be like. It had some vibes of a little bit of Moana as well as Mulan. That was something that I was really anticipating. And the fight sequence reminded me of this game a few years ago called Absolver.
Oh, okay.
And Absolver, there was different techniques of martial arts that they use, and you had a character and you roam around, but when you roam around, you encounter another person, and then y'all like join in and going on one-on-one of different styles. So the animation and just the rendering of things kind of reminded me of the game Absolver.
Alright, what did you think it was going to be like story-wise? Before we even saw the first trailer, but like the full entire one, what did you think when you saw the teaser? Did you think it was going to be more action-filled?
I think there was going to be a possible balance between action and story and adventure, where along there's a possibility they may encounter other people to kind of work together, kind of like a misfit type thing.
Misfit type thing. Okay. Yeah, I initially thought when I saw the trailer that it was going to be action filled, that it was definitely giving off those Mulan vibes, and I was like, all right, they animated like Mulan in this. That's kind of cool. So I was excited, especially since the movie was centered on Southeast Asia and they were supposed to have more of the culture mixed in. And I was really excited to see Disney explore another new culture, because with Moana they did the island, the Polynesian, Hawaii, those type of islands mixed into Moana. And then of course you have Frozen, which is like the northern lands, Iceland, you know, things like that. So it kind of like centered off of a culture, and I was expecting more culture. I was hoping for culture. And when we got into it, I didn't get it. But before we talk about what we didn't like about the film, let's talk about the animation. What did you think of the animation?
I love the animation in Raya. The way they had the body movements of the characters, the fluidness of how they interpreted martial arts in the Southeast Asia culture, that was well done. The one thing that I like personally on a deep level as a drawer and being a part of animation through our college years was we were doing our animations in a building, like a studio.
Yeah.
But the producers and artists, they did all this animation from home. Wow. And that was something that I was really impressed with, especially how the animation popped when watching it, the fluidness.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that they had different Zoom meetings and stuff to try to work on these different things for the movie. But overall, they did this animation from home, which I was really impressed with. So I give them 2 thumbs up. If I had more thumbs, put them up, because that's a lot of time and dedication in making sure the character is the way you want it and how the movie is how you want it.
That is true, because like you said, the animation for that skill level, especially since you can tell a definite difference between how the animation style was in Moana and Frozen and Raya. It was more detail. It felt like it was really 3D, like popping off the screen towards you. And I love the fact that they really matured the 3D animation. It flowed really nicely, like you said. And it's impressive that they did all of this from home, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. So like, and to just say that too, like the reason why we aren't wearing masks is because we're always together in practically like the same setting, and it's normally just us. So but yeah, getting back to Raya, it is definitely impressive how the animation is. It was so crisp, so clean. The colors were beautiful and very vibrant. And I absolutely loved how this movie was rendered, especially with the fighting scenes, because that was really impressive. I love the constant battle between the two characters, but also how you saw the animation style. Like, it wasn't jittery, it didn't kind of like shake in between. There weren't moments where it didn't like connect, but everything was just connecting piece by piece by piece. So that was really great. So now that we have talked about the animation style and what we had hoped the movie was going to be, what did you actually think of the movie and the characters?
I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
It was well done, and the animation and stuff, it popped, it showed. And the fight sequence, when they had it, they brought it. And the more I watched the fight between the two characters, the more intense, how fast and fluid. You could see the aggression that they were going in.
Yeah, you could definitely see it.
Even though it wasn't, I wouldn't say like there the whole time, but when it did, they brought it.
They did. And I did like the contrast between Raya and
Amari.
That was the other girl's name, Amari. Look, her outfit And the way that she had her face on one side, I was like, she got her character and her look down. I really liked her character. I know you heard some people say they didn't like her character.
Yeah, they said they didn't like her, but I liked her. The impression, and I give her the benefit of the doubt with how they brought her character. They brought it to an intense level to try to match Raya, but it was, you remember how it was like all the different lands.
Yeah.
It was just one key thing that I remember from the movie, and I really liked it because Shizu was my favorite character.
Yes.
And
played by Awkwafina.
Awkwafina.
Yes.
Yep. They had the character animated to her like
to a T. The teeth, the hair, the bone structure. I was in awe. I was like, wow, they really made this character in her human form look like Awkwafina, and that is impressive, and that is like a telltale sign of how future animation is going to be. If they want a certain actor or actress featured in an animated movie, they can just render them in there now and just make it look just like that character. And I was just like, wow, that was very impressive. Yeah, it just blew me away. But like, what about the characters did you actually like or didn't like? From the range that they had in the movie?
Well, each character they brought in, where it was kind of like a misfit team, each of them had their story. It wasn't in depth for all their stories, but they gave a glimpse on, okay, why they're in this position.
I wish it was more in depth with their stories.
Yeah, but you know, with adding all those characters, you know, there's only so much you can put in the movie.
I mean, most of the time when you bring in a new character, you have like a little short flashback into like what they were talking about or what they had shown or what had happened to them. But in this one, you don't have any of that, and I kind of missed it just a little bit, just a little bit.
The one we didn't miss was that little con baby.
That con baby was a trip. I don't know about you guys, but the con baby just reminded me of the little, what was it, a lemur or something in Zootopia that was small like that they encountered on the street. And you know, Disney likes to reuse certain sequences, and I think that's probably where one of the animators got the idea from.
I don't know. I think one that I think would possibly be 22 in Soul.
Oh, no, I can't see 22 from Soul. I can't.
Like her, like the craziness.
I guess the craziness, but the baby didn't talk like at all, and you don't even know how old the baby was. Like 1, 2.
I'm thinking
with
2.
Those monkeys, those.
I'm thinking 2, maybe 3.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But that was a feisty and smart baby. But then again, DreamWorks does do Boss Baby, you know. So I guess that's
got some
also
things from Make Boss Baby.
Yeah. So, but I think that the characters were good. I did not like. If we're gonna, are you still on the things that you liked about the movie?
Yes,
or? Okay.
I didn't get a chance to get the.
Go ahead and finish. Sorry, go ahead and finish.
The one thing that I liked about the movie was based and built off trust. Being able to trust for the next person. Will you be able to trust this person? But it seemed like one was just getting their heart broken through trust, but it didn't keep them from trying to build that trust. And the premise of the movie, if you watch it and just see the understanding, is that the movie's based on trust. It's like, will you be able to trust the next person on things to try to help better and make things better for everyone?
Yeah, because Shizu was really like, because she was the last dragon and all the other dragons have been turned to stone. Spoilers, sorry. All the other dragons have been turned to stone. Shizu was really all about trusting and believing in people and the goodness of their hearts. And it was her conviction of not wavering that really rubbed up on Raya, because Raya had so much pain in her life. She could not trust people. She was like, all right, the land is broken. People are fighting. And it really relates to the things that are happening in today's society. We are all divided by something or other, especially COVID. And because we can't trust other people, whether they are safe to be around, or if we can trust financial circumstances right now because of the low job situation, or even trusting, you know, our own government and everybody else around us. There's just so much second guessing that we tend to take for granted that there are some people that we can actually trust in our life, and then giving people the second chance to actually prove themselves and give themselves an opportunity to make their own decision and make the right choice in the matter. So I really appreciated the message with Raya. It was beautiful how they wanted to convey that. However, I think that they should have focused more on story. I'm like, everything with me is story. So I had hoped they had focused on the story more, but because they had so many comic relief characters, especially the Khan baby, and I hate to say it because I know you love her, but Shizu told too many corny jokes, okay? And it wasn't even relevant to the movie, like the time period in the movie. She told jokes that was relatable to today, in which I can't understand that because most kids won't realize or understand jokes from back then, but you can put it in a certain context where it would be relatable. But that wasn't even what they did with it. They just kind of like wrote over that and gave her so many jokes, and then I think the jokes took away from the movie and the story being told. I wanted more culture into the movie. I wanted more of the native language. We got like a small portion of that when, and again spoilers, when Raya was offering up the water and the necklace, and she said the prayer that was underneath of that right ship. And I wanted more of that scene. That scene was beautiful, and I don't think I saw a scene like that again in the movie. Did you? I
don't think so.
Yeah, I just can't think of another scene that was like that in the movie that really portrayed the culture and the language of Southeast Asian, you know, or Southeast Asia, because there's like a whole mixture of those cultures in that area, and there was nothing really touched on too much. And even though you have probably like the body language of when they were doing this and when they were doing this, but other than that, I didn't really see anything else.
Well, for this one, I think they wanted to try to focus more on Raya's perspective and Shizu's perspective, because Raya found Shizu. Shizu basically was at the time when things separated. So trying to link to try to get that back together, but also the trust issues of the reason why it did occur and it happened again, is that it's just, okay, she's trying to save a family member.
Yeah.
Along with that, she failed to realize others as well through that process.
Yeah, she was really focused on her pain, but at the same time, I think she was also focused on her dad's goal for bringing Kumandra, I think I pronounced Kumandra together and whole again. So that was really evident of her, but you could see that she became so obsessed with doing that she didn't stop to realize why other people will want to do the same thing in their own fractions, like to make a better life for themselves there.
Right. And she's wanted to show Raya, even though where her land was, this was under it as well. So if Raya didn't see that, you probably wouldn't have saw a change within her heart over trust.
That's true. She did have like a slight character development. So
it
wasn't all.
They put little by little. The only movie I think I could probably put along with that, if you watch Mulan, and you remember Mushu.
Yeah, Mushu.
Mushu busted a lot of jokes.
Yeah, he busted a lot of jokes, but you still have like a lot of the storyline, like the important storyline for Mulan, though.
Okay, if that's the case, that's the case, I have a theory that there's gonna be a Raya 2.
I don't want it to. Do you guys want it to? Because I don't want it to. I think that's it.
If those are the things of the story and getting more involvement of the story along with the characters, they can pick piece from this movie to make a second one of the questions of like, okay, where this dark aura comes from. And
yeah, they
didn't talk about Shizu's siblings as much. It was just that one bit.
Yeah, just like those few bits, yeah.
Right. So each character, you feel like you saw a little of the Misfit team. Yeah. But under Raya, Namari, you saw her land. And you saw the other characters land.
Yeah.
They can pinpoint, because now it seems like they'll be in unison.
Do you think instead of a second movie, they'll do like a TV show? Can you see it being a TV show? Like them trying to piece back Kumandra and having to go out to the different fractions, like Fang, Spine, Heart, trying to, convince people to join their cause. Even though the leaders were for it at the end, you don't know if that was like the end of the story. So do you think there was like potential for a TV show?
I'll have to see how everybody, their ratings towards Raya.
Okay.
If it's something of a hit, then they could do a show, or they could do 2.
Okay.
And I would be okay with the 2 than a TV show, because I think they can plug in this information, not to say like it's, how Kung Fu Panda 2 was, or I know that was DreamWorks, and How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon was a good storyline though.
So I wouldn't say it would be off the line of those movies, because that's DreamWorks. Yeah. DreamWorks got some bangers. So for this one, if it's one to be a banger, they could make a second movie, but finish it off in that second movie. I wouldn't try to make it into a show, because if it drags on, it'll lose that following if they don't watch it.
Yeah, that's
true. Because there's, Marvel is doing their shows, and that's going to take up more of the show time, along with Mandalorian and stuff. So if they decide to make a second movie, I will be okay with it. I just wouldn't want it to be destroyed by a TV show. Because we've seen some Disney movies, and they did turn them into TV shows.
They did turn them into TV shows, and the TV shows were either great or they weren't that great.
They were hit and missing, weren't they?
Yeah, hit and miss. So now that we talked about Raya, what we like, the animation, the story, if there's going to be a sequel or a TV show, what would you give the overall rating? And was it worth the $30? That's like the important. Is it worth the $30? I know you guys are asking, is it worth it? Was it worth it?
I enjoyed the movie. I loved the movie. But to pay an extra $29.99, they say it was going to probably be out in June or something like that.
Yeah, like June.
I would have legit waited for June. I would have watched the trailers all the way up till June, kept my hype up. I would have played Absolver, just to be like, the fighting sequence, I'm ready. But overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Disney did a really good job on this movie, but to put it for $29.99, I would not okay with that. If they would have just made it free like how they did Soul,
yeah, they did.
I would have been fine. But overall, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I would say no, it's not worth $30.
Yes, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. See, like, the reason why we had spent $30 on the movie is because we normally do, like, Sunday dinners at our place for our family. And it's just, like, a small gathering. And then most of the time, we, like, animated movies because we're just big kids at heart. So I was like, ooh, Raya, let's watch it. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. I can sling $30 this week. So that's what we did. And then after watching it, I was just kind of like,
We basically fell in the Mulan effect.
Yeah, we fell in the Mulan effect. I thought Mulan was gonna be lit, and it was not. And I was just like, this is.
And I was like, they wouldn't do this to Raya. They wouldn't do this.
And that's another thing. A lot of people were like, well, why did you put $30 on Mulan and Raya and not Soul? So exactly. I think Disney might have to rethink how they're pricing their premium TV or movie shows to watch, because there's a lot of things that you have to consider. Don't keep making everything $30 for people to watch, because they'll just wait, or they'll find it on a website
to
maybe
watch
linked
it. Or they could drop the price. I mean, like, cut it by half.
Right.
Something.
Do $15, because who spends $30 at a movie theater?
And
nobody.
Then you don't know if the movie's gonna be great, worth that $30.
Right. And that's one thing that I miss about movie theaters because of COVID, is that we were able to go in, get our snacks, sit in those big comfy seats and a huge screen and watch the movie. And I was like, if we saw this on the big screen, then maybe I would feel different. But we watched it at home. $30.
If I could just trade the $30 for when we saw Mulan and just found a way of, like, maybe they had like a pandemic setting for the movie theater, I would have rather paid the $6 or $7 for it, over the $30.
Over the $30.
And same with Raya. I would have been okay paying that $6 or $7, and I would have been happy.
Yeah.
But the $30, I'm just like,
it's not worth it.
Too much.
Yeah.
But I'm not knocking Disney for what they're trying to do. It's just if they find a better way than just $29.99, pretty much off $30, and try to minimize that along with those who are subscribed to the Disney Plus and paying for it already.
Yeah, because, like, a lot of companies are taking hits because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney Studios, they aren't getting as many people into the amusement parks as they used to because of COVID. And movie theaters is what brought in a lot of their money to reimburse the studios, the actors, the people who worked on the film, all the animators. And so you really have to think, okay, this $30 is going towards those people who made this movie.
Right.
And not only that, they made this movie from home. So that's a lot of hours on the computer from home that you have to put in. You're not with a team or anything. You are separated. You are by yourself. Zoom meetings, constant Zoom meetings. So you can only imagine the frustration if you're at work, or if you are working from home and you have Zoom meetings. Imagine how amplified that is when you have to animate each sequence and you're by yourself, and then you have to call people up to ask them to fix something or do something else. That's just crazy. So,
but I have a deep appreciation for them doing this animation at home.
At home.
Like, if the money's going to those that were at home, by all means, because they're not in the studio. They're not able to do these things, but they're doing them in the comfort of their own home. Like, if they have families, they're all over the place, and you're trying to do the animation and stuff and so on. But definitely deep respect for those on the team that did do the animation for Raya at home, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of hours. And as a artist and former animation student, respect.
Yeah, so I would just say add this movie to your watch list, and then when it does
till June.
When it does hit in June, I think it's June that the movie's supposed to officially hit.
June or July
for the general public on Disney Plus. Then just wait for it. I think it'll be something that your kids will definitely enjoy because of all the goofy characters, because of the vibrant colors,
especially that little Khan baby,
and especially because of Shizu. So, but yeah, that is our review of Raya and the Last Dragon. Shout out to Hot Topic, where we grabbed this awesome merch.
Built for speed. Oh, and Tuk Tuk was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tuk.
And then they also have the pop figures out. I know some of them are going pretty fast. He brought Raya, and
Shizu's on the way.
Shizu is on the way. We went to Target
trying to get two, but it was
They said that it wasn't logged into the store anymore. The disappointment on his face. We were at the checkout.
You couldn't see it because it was in the mask. But I was just like...
He was so disappointed, but I was like, why do you need two? You have one on the way. So
Double dragon.
It was like a blessing in disguise that it was not available from Target. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us on this video. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll definitely be doing more Let's Talk videos about things that we watch together. So look forward to that. And we'll catch you all next time. I am Autumn Vera.
And I'm JT Wolf.
And we'll see you later. Bye.